got some of my friends over at my house that I grew up with. We in the kitchen. We're having a thug-like conversation about our past. I hear my son coming down the steps. I hear his flip-flops popping. They popping fast. So that means he walking with a purpose. Something's wrong. He get downstairs. He got an attitude. Dad! Wi-Fi's down. What? What, do you want me to reboot it? Because nobody else seems to care. Now, I don't know what made me more upset. That or my friend going, who's Wi-Fi?
That's from what now, man? One of the most celebrated dudes we've seen in a decade have to be.
Yeah.
This guy is multi-platform, big screen, small screen, touring, endorsements, executive producer. You know, the studio. I know about the scripted series with T.I. Hey, man, I know what's going on. Captain Underpants. Hey, man, he got a whole lot going on. But he also has one of the most compelling, interesting books, honest, that I've read in a long time.
Thank you, brother.
A lot of books I can't finish because you almost could predict the ending, and then it'd be so much fluff in books that, for me personally, I can't really lock into it. But when I read an excerpt out of your book, when your dad told you, you know, I believe you were on your way to school, son, you know, don't worry about anything. We all got big dicks.
You got big dicks.
So you're going to be all right in life. I said, this book is real, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show, Kevin Hart.
That was my dad's gym. That was the gym he dropped on. I was expecting a life lesson to come in there out of nowhere. Look.
Black man's glory.
You got a big dick. I got a big. We gonna be good. Your brother, all of us. We gonna make it. That's what my dad told me.
How old were you at that time?
I was probably 10.
You had a big dick at 10, Kev?
I mean, at that age, I'm not sure if you know. my dad knew the future, I guess.
So when did you use it? When did you lose your virginity?
What was I? 13?
Okay.
Probably 13.
Did the girl react in a way that you had?
When I first lost my virginity, I don't think I lost it because we was outside. It was cold. We had coats on. Like we just pulled our pants down. Like literally, like the gooses. You remember the gooses? So I had the goose up top. I pulled it up. And we had our pants down outside. So I don't know if it went in because I was numb. It was cold.
Okay, body heat.
So I don't know if I was hard or if I was cold.
Oh, Lord.
So the first time, but then we doubled back. I doubled back with the same chick, and then we did it.
Okay.
And then it was cool.
So is that to say, like, if you poor, homeless, ain't got shit going for you, but you got a big dick, you all right?
You good. You out here slanging.
If you got a big one, you might be poor, but you ain't gonna be homeless.
No, you got a woman that's gonna shack you up. You got a woman that's gonna let you in.
You ain't gonna be homeless.
You ain't never gonna be homeless. You gonna eat
with a big dick, right?
You gonna eat. You ain't gonna have no money, but you gonna have. You gonna be able to borrow a lot of stuff. You gonna be able to borrow some stuff. Baby, let me get the car. You mind if I get the car for a little bit?
Right.
You coming back? Daddy. You coming back here? I'll be back. I'll be back at 4 a.m. All right. Well, as long as you back.
As long as you back.
Yo, it's another scene in the book. I'm early in the book right now, but I had a situation that it reminded me of where my stepfather, we were in East Oakland. He went to this project called the Acorns, and he parked his car, and we sitting in the backseat with a brand new little car. It was in the 70s. And I looked in the rearview mirror, and I just saw him running by, and then a group of dudes running by, two with lead pipes chasing him.
Oh, my dad took some ass whipping. My dad got hit in the head with an axe. Hit in the head with an axe.
And you witnessed that?
Yeah. Hit in the head with an axe. I'm over his house. My mom never wanted me to go over my dad's house. You know, she was like, she never bad talked my dad.
Yeah.
But she tried to protect me and my brother from my dad's environment because she knew what it was.
Yeah.
But she never wanted to say that so me and my brother could develop a negative attitude towards my dad. And I respect my mom so much for that. So, you know, sometimes she would just let her guard down. And my dad was like, just let me come get him and take the boys. We just going out.
Yeah.
My dad would just take us to his place and we would just hang out, you know, and his places would always change. There was no consistency in where my dad's environment was. So this day we go over there and, you know, he's like, y'all can hang out here. I got to go do some work around the corner. My dad was literally around the corner. So we just playing outside. So I know where he at. Like they up there working. and we just on the streets playing stickball, baseball, kickball, whatever you want to call it. We playing. Man, my dad came around that corner. There was a towel. He's holding a towel on his head. The towel was dripping with blood,
Wow.
like soaked in blood. And he walking like it's nothing, like this is no big deal. Like he's strolling back. He's like, yeah, hey, one of y'all call the ambulance so they can come in there. And me and my brother, we looking like, yo, like what's happening? He move it. There's a gash that's so big, like you can see stuff hanging out his head. He's like, yeah, I got hit with an axe. It's all right. Ain't nothing major. It's all right.
Nothing major.
We're like, an axe? Who hit you with an axe? Like, these are kids.
Right.
An axe! Freaking out. Somebody trying to kill Dad! Like,
Horror film.
he's like, no. Me and the guy got in an argument over a refrigerator because I was doing refrigerator work. Refrigerator? What? He had an axe in the refrigerator. Like, the story didn't add up, but this is a man that had an amazing shock factor. The stuff that I saw as a child is stuff that you just wouldn't imagine, man. I saw some shit.
You saw some shit.
I saw some shit, man.
Man.
Think about it. When I say axe, I mean a full-fledged axe gash.
Yeah.
Going across. You ever see my dad? My dad's got a scar from the top of his forehead going down to like the bottom of his cheek.
Yeah.
From an axe.
From that axe.
From an axe.
That
Listen, I don't know how angry you got to be to hit somebody with an axe, but I do know that at this age, ain't nothing about a refrigerator gonna make you that mad
Hit him
that
with
you're
an
going to go and grab an axe.
Right.
So
No, he's trying to kill him.
no. That's my dad was into other stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
we never knew the depth of it until we got older.
Yeah.
Of what that stuff was, but it was some stuff. And because of the stuff that my dad was into, that's why I was exposed to see a lot of shit at a young age. So, in this book, man, I basically I decided to tell a story that showed what helped develop me into the man that I am today. And I think the main reason in telling the story and being so brutally honest about the things that I went through, about the choices that I was forced to make, the mistakes that I made, is that to mold the molded individual, you need ups and downs.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. And I think people that think that they're perfect are some of the most, problematic people on this earth. At the end of the day, you have to change and correct imperfections to ultimately put yourself in a position to know that you are now standing as somebody that you can say that's responsible enough to say, I'm trying to get as close to perfect as I can. I got information that I think is valuable to other people because along this journey to success, I heard the word no a lot.
Yeah.
I was faced with situations where my back was against the wall, where I didn't know what to do or what I could do, where I wanted to quit, where I didn't want to do it, but I stayed true to my dreams and my goals and, the desires to be and become successful.
There's a part in the book, not to cut you off, but when you talk about being told no a lot, Lucien.
Oh, my God.
Lucien, you got to explain to folks who Lucien is, but he was instrumental in the careers of Seinfeld, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
And you were auditioning for him, and what happened?
It was a big moment. Just to reiterate what you just said, Lucien was a guy who ran a comic strip comedy club in New York. And, the eyes that Lucien had for comedy were supposed to be the ultimate eyes for talent. If Lucien gave you a stamp of approval, you had something. Yeah. This is what was going around. And as a young comedian, I'm in New York. I'm trying to get into these comedy clubs. Like, this is it. This is what it's about. I'm here. Oh my God. Like, yo, I'm starting to get closer.
Yeah.
I'm in the city. Whoa. Whoa. Major step. Major win. Come on, Kev. We getting there.
Yeah.
I landed an audition for the comic strip and for Lucien. Like, there were different levels of the audition. You could audition for Lucien's people, and then Lucien's people would say, okay, now Lucien can come see you. This is somebody he should see. So Lucien didn't have to look at everybody. So you could go through a filter, pretty much. I skipped that because I came highly recommended from some people, from some friends. They set up a time for Lucien to go and see me. I'm nervous. This is a big day, but I'm ready. I get on stage. I kill. Now, my material wasn't great back then. I mean, this is the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm green, so I'm not talking about much. But I have a good set. Lucien calls me off the stage, calls me to come in his office. This is where he talks to the comedian after the shows. And he tells me, without any pause, hesitation, without any, there was no warm-up. There was no preparation for what he was about to say. He goes, I don't think comedy is for you.
Wow.
That's the first start. That's how it started.
That's how he started.
I don't think comedy is for you. I think that you should find something else. I think that you should really look into doing something else because this isn't it.
Yeah.
Straight face. I'm not going to use you at my club. No, not you. Thank you.
Oh, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's it. That's what. So there's no laugh after that. That's you mean that. That's what you're saying. Thank you. Had to get up, go out of his office. Biggest punch in the stomach I took.
Wow.
Keith Robinson, who was a mentor. I go out there. He's like, what'd he say? And I was like, he told me that I shouldn't be doing comedy. That basically I'm not funny. This isn't for me. I need to find something else. My boy Keith was like, fuck Lucien. He was like, fuck Lucien. He was like, come on, let's go get something to eat. And I was like, yo, I can't eat. Like, dude, I just
Took an L.
my career is over. Like, this is over. Shut up, stupid. Like, Keith was so good at making me understand the power of saying, so what? Like, all right, whatever. Not holding the grudge, but just moving on. He's like, shut up, stupid. Come on, let's go get something to eat. Let's figure out where we can get you some stage time so you can just keep working out. Fuck the comic strip. I was like, no, man, I need the comic strip. This is what they said. They said he saw Eddie and Seinfeld, and this is who I need to see me. Fuck him. So what? Come on, get in the car. He just start teasing me. He start teasing me. All right, little dummy, you want to stop and get some applications on the way down? He said, shut up, you're a comic. It happens. Everybody's not going to think you're funny. So what? It's not for them. It's for you. But he helped me understand at a young age. Let that slide off your back. Let it go and move on. But that was one of the toughest punches that I took because everybody builds this stigma as what you need along your way. Everybody always has something. Now, if you want to make it, hey, you want to do radio, let me tell you something. You're not going to ever make it if X, Y, and Z don't give you the sign of approval. If he give you a blessing, you out there.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, man, look, you got a book. Let me tell you something. If Oprah don't say nothing about that book ain't going to make it.
Right.
Okay? Not to say that Oprah's word isn't powerful because it is, but everybody doesn't need that. Everybody's not supposed to go the same ways or follow the same pattern. And that's what people get locked into.
Yeah.
And I was locked into that in the beginning.
Yeah.
I wanted the approval of certain comedians, of certain comedy club owners, of certain managers to come and see me, but that wasn't for me. That wasn't my path. So when I understood that, it was about trying to just simply become the best version of me possible and create my own path. How do I create my own path? How do people jump on my path? How do I do that? Oh, Kevin, you know what you do? Just keep doing what you're doing, and eventually they'll come. Everybody's going to have to catch up with you eventually if you work hard and you do what you're supposed to. And in this book, I talk about that. I talk about staying true to my journey and my beliefs and my goals and saying, you know what, the 1,000 no's that I took prepared me for the one yes. Because when I heard that one yes, I got addicted.
Yeah.
I don't have to go back to no's. I heard yes one time. I'm about to make these match up. I'm going to get as many yeses as I had no's.
Yeah.
It's about to shift full circuit.
Yeah.
But it's information. It's valuable information.
Yeah.
Don't fucking give up on the shit that you control, man. And here's the crazy thing about me writing a book. I realized that we're living a book.
Yeah.
Like, your life is a book. You got chapters in your life. And the reason why I say life lessons, because each chapter, there should be a lesson after that chapter in your life. If something bad happened, what did you learn from that bad mistake? And how did you improve on that to move on to the next chapter in your life and be better? Ultimately, however your book ends, which is your life, you dictate and you determine that. So if it ends bad, that means that you were content with the bad that was going along the way in the chapters. If it ends good, you did that. My dad's is going to end good simply because he made his mistakes. He was on drugs, put him in rehab, got cleaned up, but now he's trying to be the best grandfather that he possibly can. I have no ill will and desire for my dad to think about the mistakes he's made. Instead, I take care of my dad. Here's your house. Here's your car. Go out with a bang. So when it's all said and done, your life is closed with a dope chapter.
Yeah.
You can say that I made my mistakes, but I survived them. Look how it ends. You can say that you got to see your son be where he is now. You can say that your son is the father that he is to his kids because of the mistakes that you made. So there's positives and the negatives. But you got to be smart enough to find that and flip that.
Kevin Hart, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, get this book.
That's the difference.
Have you seen Lucien since?
No, Lucien passed away. Lucien had, I believe it was, what's the disease where you start, like, things start falling off? I think it was lupus. Like his fingers and stuff like that. I don't know the name of the disease, but he had a disease. He got ill, and I never had any hate or ill will to him after he said that. He was around for a long time after he said that. I just didn't do the comic strip. I just never went back to the comic strip.
Never went back to this day.
After, I don't go back. I don't go back now. I mean, there was a point where I did do sets there, but I just made a decision of staying true to the places that gave me an opportunity when the opportunities weren't there. So even today, when I come back and I'm working on material and I'm Kevin Hart, I can walk in whatever comedy club I want and just go on stage. I only go to the places that gave Kev that was nothing an opportunity to get on those stages. So I make sure that I'm loyal, and I make sure that I'm still consistent in the relationships that were the most important. I don't change.
Hey man, that's what I love about this dude, man. I've known this dude a long time. I knew him when he was whack. You know that. Hey, let me ask you a question, man. This is my personal shit right here. I saw the picture on the private jet, bro.
Okay.
With you and Jay.
Okay.
Okay. And I know, and then I know conversation with Jay, you down there probably got to sign a contract not to reveal what they were when you get off the jet. But I like to believe that there are some powerful. I know it's joking and we're having fun. We're at the Warriors game. We're in Swaystown, Oakland. Didn't call them and tell them.
You slid that in there.
But do y'all talk about, because one of the things you've done that's similar to what he's done, and I was over the weekend, I was hanging out with a VC for this program I work with, and he was telling me, Sway, why do your folks build up properties to sell them off as opposed to acquire? We had this conversation I brought up, and we had somebody come on the show that talked about you should think about acquiring more than selling off more. Roland Martin. We were talking about financial literacy. Do y'all have those because you guys at the top of your field?
More than those conversations. I mean, that's what the relationship. That's the beauty of the relationship. Yeah, you have to surround yourself with people that make you better. Yeah, that make you understand that there's more that you can possibly be and that you can do. When you really look at Hov and you look at what he stands on as a brand, you really will be in awe from the business decisions that he's making. And when I sit back as a friend, as a fan, and I watch that, my conversations are about how can I make moves similar to that. So when you look at what he did with Tidal, I'm going to show you how these things mirror and how you should be. This can be on any level, okay? It doesn't have to just be on the level that we're on. It can be on any level. You should soak up information and put it to use if you're around somebody that has it. Tidal is a subscription-based music network where they're artist friendly. We want to give artists a chance to have some stake in your work and ownership in what you do, and we want it to be here. We're for the artists, and we're going to give you a different quality of content that's for music. My name is Jay-Z. This is what I'm creating, and this is how I'm going to separate myself from Apple, who I think is doing this, and Spotify, who I think is doing this. This is why this is the best. This is what he did. I said, well, I can do that for comedy. I can do something that's artist friendly for comedy. This is why I created the network. It's launching late summer, Laugh Out Loud Network. I partnered up with Lionsgate, 50-50. We're creating a multicultural platform for comedy. I said, well, with comedy, a lot of comedians don't understand that within the content or specials that they have, they don't understand that these things are licensed and relicensed. What if I create something and give comedians or content creators or comedic actors or actresses a piece of ownership in what they have? And yes, I still have ownership because it's my platform, it's my network, but I give people some stake in what they actually do. So if it goes on and does X, Y, and Z, they can still make money off of it. They can still get the residual income, whereas some people don't give that opportunity. I can also stand at the head of my platform and go, I'm Kevin Hart. I represent what's funny. I want the world to laugh, so I'm bringing the world to my network, which is where the multicultural idea of comedy comes in. So I got comedians from all over. I got content, mini-series, all of this stuff from all over the globe that'll be available on my network because I said I can. But I realized that I could by watching my old head.
Yeah.
I watched the moves that he made, and in our conversations, I see what he does. And I don't want to compete with Hov in no way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I wanna be inspired and follow the blueprint that he's given me. He's given it to me.
Yeah.
Kev, you can do these things. When you're around Tyler Perry, when you're around Oprah, and I see Tyler, I'm asking him about the stages. I wouldn't have known to go get stages for my network. I got stages in LA. I wouldn't have never did it if I didn't talk to Tyler. Well, you got stages? Yeah. Why to go and rent other people's stuff when you can have people rent yours?
Yeah.
You get it and then work out of yours. That's where you film your stuff. And if other people need stuff, they can rent your stuff, and that's how you eventually get your money back. Is it that easy? Yes. Kevin, just go find a space. You can lease it until you're ready to buy it, lease to buy. Those places don't move.
Yeah.
It's information. Okay, Tyler. Shit. All right. Oprah, I would be a fool to sit down with Oprah and not ask Oprah questions. Not ask.
What you ask her?
I just talk, y'all. I just want to hear Oprah. Like, I want to do so much. You want to be the best version of you, Kevin. What the fuck? That's it. Yeah, Oprah. I do want to be the best version of me. I remember when I was like that. I just wanted to keep going, keep creating. There's so much that we can do. So much. I didn't expect to have a magazine. I didn't expect to have a talk show. I didn't expect to have the O Network. Those things kept happening because once they came about, I said, why not? So, wait, so you didn't plan that? No. It wasn't on my plan. These are things that come as you go. As you go, you grow. She's saying shit that's just gems.
Yeah.
You'll be an idiot to not pick them up and put all that shit in your pocket. Kevin, whenever you want, call me. Talk. You goddamn right I will, Oprah. You goddamn right.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by people that are not selfish.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with our business. That's the problem with our culture. We're very selfish. You know, you get people that get to a certain point, when they get there, don't tell nobody how I got here. Don't tell nobody about the shortcut. I don't want nobody else taking that shortcut.
Yeah.
Because if they take it, then they're going to be here too. What is the problem with having a bulk of individuals share success? There's enough for everybody. Nobody wants to give that information, man. And this is what this is about.
You say that in a book. You feel a
give the information.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
Take it. Put it to use. The more people to get it, the more people that can benefit from it. The little information that I got on my way up, I used it. That information came from Keith Robinson. That information came from Chris Rock. Get the fuck out of the U.S. Don't just be funny here. Don't just be funny for black people. It's people all over the world. Appeal to everybody. Okay, how do I do that? By getting out the country. Get cultured. Go experience some shit, man. Don't just be here. Okay, Chris. All right, that's advice. That's information. So when you do have somebody that's giving it, don't take it for granted. Don't just shoulder shrug it and not listen to it. Those relationships that I have, I value them. I don't take advantage of them. I'm not calling Hov every 2 minutes for something. That's not our relationship. It's when we're around, we're hanging out, man, and it's a great friendship, but I'm inspired by the movement that this guy makes. I'm inspired by it. When I see Beyonce, and you see the things that Beyonce is doing, and you see the charitable contributions behind it. When I see Chris Paul, who's my brother, who's one of the biggest within giving back, within creativity, and how I can make an impact. Chris he went back to the inner city, and he saw that the kids didn't have iPads in the school in the inner city. But his son, where they go to school, they got iPads. My kids, in private school, they got iPads. Chris was like, that's bullshit. Why don't we have iPads for our kids in the inner city? Chris went and started this big fundraiser and raised money, put iPads in the inner city. When I see that, I don't just applaud Chris. I go, I got to get my shit together.
Yeah.
His wife does stuff too.
They do.
His wife too gives back prom dresses.
They're making an impact.
Yeah.
But when you see that, it should have some type of effect on you. For me, it's Not, man, they doing it over there. It's, I got to get my shit together.
Yeah.
All right, Kev, it's time. Like, I'm watching Rihanna. I hosted Rihanna's ball.
Yeah.
I donated $50,000 to Rihanna and her efforts to go and build her country up and put medical devices in there so they could have a better center so people could get the help they needed. And I'm watching everybody else move. I instantly check myself. Surround yourself with people that make you check yourself. Let me get my shit together. Let me make sure that I'm moving the way I'm supposed to. Yo, man, what, you got a company? You got a production company? Yeah, I've been doing it for a while. Let me get my shit together. It's not a competition or hate. It's okay. I'm inspired by the movements that other people make. I want people to be inspired and motivated by the movements that I make. And I'm sharing that information to do that. That's the reason for it.
This boy, man, get him shit.
That's the reason for it.
What just happened right there, man?
Life Coach 101.
Oh my gosh, man. Kevin Hart is here, 888-742-3345. You know, Kev is an MC too. Did you and Jay talk about a collabo, man?
No, man, Jay's scared.
He's scared? Jay's scared?
Damn.
Can't even talk to him about Dropper. Yeah. He's scared, man.
Dropper got that much skill level after
just,
the BET thing, yo.
No, he's actually told me to get the fuck out of his face.
All right, we're going to take some phone calls, 888-742-3345.
I have a question. I have a bunch of questions. So initially when you were speaking about your father and how he went through, you know, his battle and also really his survival with drugs and how the way that was set up in your life, you knew that you weren't going to duplicate it because of the mistakes that he made. What are some key mistakes you made that you know will shape your children?
I mean, I think the drinking and driving, the DUI. You know, when I just checked myself, I mean, I was nowhere near becoming an alcoholic, but the fear of, oh shit, am I about to be an alcoholic? Am I drinking and not realizing that I'm drinking a lot? Yo, do I need? Yeah. Hey man, like when you just start to question yourself, that's a fear for me.
Right.
That because I don't know if I was close or not, but hey, you think am I drinking too much?
Yeah.
Whoa, I'm cool when I was driving, right? When you start to become that person, then I said that's a problem that was shaping. So I checked myself instantly there. I checked myself. And where I think that's going to make an impact on my kids is that I'm not the parent that's not going to want my kids to experience stuff, because you got to experience things to know, oh shit, this is bad. But all I can do is talk to my kids and say where I messed up and where dad almost got into serious trouble, where dad almost messed up his life and what the consequences could have been for that. And the real consequence for me with the drinking and driving thing was, if I were to get in an accident, if I were to go down that bad road, how many people fall down? How many people are now suffering from my lack of judgment, from my wife, from my kids, to my company, to my employees? There's a lot of people that just literally start to collapse based off of my one dumb moment. And that's where I said, that's not fair to them. I should be thinking about more than just me and my quick moments of happiness.
Right.
I should be thinking about more long-term things, more longevity for others, and the people that depend on me, that I depend on. So, you know, it's a lot of levels of responsibility that go into wearing this hat, but the information that my kids get from me wearing it ultimately is amazing information.
Speaking of the people in the company and the hats you wear, one of the things Sway and I talked about with you that we give you credit for, we remember you were doing a tour around and there were no cameras. You wouldn't let people film. And I remember backlash. I remember it's just like, fuck Kev, I paid this money for this ticket. How come I can't come in? And it ended up being so, but this is selfish shit he talking about though too. It ended up being so important that you did that. How is it that you maneuver when you have these ideas and nobody on your team is rocking with you? How do you maneuver through to get these ideas done?
I mean, well, first it's all a vision. You know, I think the best thing about my team is that they believe in the visions, you know, and we have such a good relationship to where all visions ain't gonna be good ones. And you know, you need people around you that are confident within their opinion, that they're not afraid to say no, that they're not afraid to go against the grain. You know, I mean, me and Harry, we call Harry argue Harry, because Harry, he's always gonna be devil's advocate. He gonna say it. I'm gonna be devil's advocate, and I don't like it. He's going to ask you questions about it, but he's going to challenge the idea. You need that. You need people that aren't afraid to challenge you. So you can really, really think about all of the ins and outs. When it comes to the shows, as a decision, we say, yo, we should shut down the cameras at the shows. It's comedy. It's not music. All right? We travel the world. Everything is viral now. A joke can't be told and retold and you're still going to laugh. If somebody tapes me and they post it and I'm in the next city the next day and everybody's seen the post from a person that posted it, 9 times out of 10, this joke ain't going to do well because y'all heard it, you know the punchline.
Right.
I'm shutting down all phones. If people want to use their phones on my show, they get kicked out. It's that simple. You get kicked out. For this moment, for here, you're laughing. Everything else should be shut down. It should be shut down. If you can't do that, then I'm not the show for you.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I do very well on tour. For some reason, people leave extremely happy. You don't put 50,000 people in a football stadium for nothing.
Yeah.
50,000 people.
You heard that? You heard that, right? You heard that. Did he start right there?
People don't. Listen, I'm just saying, like, you got to think to hold 50,000 people's attention. You need their attention.
Yeah.
If everybody got their phone and you so worried about the moment, the snap or the IG or the post or whatever, you're going to miss the moment.
You're going to miss
So
the
I would
moment.
rather take that away from you so you can actually enjoy the show. I put a lot of time into my production. I'm not just walking to the stage and grabbing the mic. It's a production. That's I got a goddamn 7 tour trucks on that tour. That's a lot of money I'm spending on this tour. I'm trying to give the best show possible for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so to the people that, you know, did have negative things to say, understand that you can't be selfish for your city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't be selfish for your country. I'm going to every continent. I touch every continent on the stand-up tour.
You heard that.
So for me, it's a bigger picture. So with anything that we think about, with anything that we say we're going to do, we sit in a room and we discuss it, but we think of it on a global scale.
Hey, Kevin, speaking of global scales and thinking about it and challenging yourself, one, I think comedians are some of the smartest people on the planet, and I think it's evident by the work that you've done and all the intersections that you sit at. With your new network, the Laugh Out Loud network that you have coming up, do you believe there is a place for comedy in terms of satire in order to lead our nation on social discourse, political discourse? Should that be the role of comedy to agitate that conversation in order
It is, but it isn't. Here's why I say that. I mean, you know, as a comedian, you've had a couple go into that realm. You've had, you know, I without naming the names, I know a lot of comedians that have taken a serious approach to the political world. You know,
Bill Maher,
and just, that's one of them. I mean, there's more.
Griffin just got it.
That's one. There's several. It's several.
Yeah.
But here's what you got to understand. Okay, when you go there, that's the one topic that divides people. When you go politics. When you go politics, you got the Republicans, you got the Democrats, and you got a very group of opinionated people that are strong about the way I feel versus the way you feel. The world should be ran like this, not like this. The world should be ran like this, not like this. As a comedian, when you side and your jokes now become about your side, you're pushing away another group of people. Because now your jokes are about what we don't want to hear because we're not that group. So when you start to address that in a satire form, as a comedian, you just have to make the decision if you want that world. Because if you do deal with that world, then that's the only world that you're going to be appealing to, because there's another side of the world that may or may not want that. I don't discuss politics because, A, I'm not as educated as I possibly should be on that world. And with the state of our world today, if you don't have anything good to say, I would rather not say it. I'm not going to put any more negativity out there. I'm a big person on unity. I'm a big person on bringing people closer together. So I use my power for good. That's what comedy should be used for in general. So if you do it from a comedic standpoint, I think it should be done in such a positive light to where you address things, but you address it overall in a way to where it's always bringing people together. You don't ever want to divide. And sometimes politics has a major way of dividing at times. That's why I don't touch onto it.
Kev got to go, man. We held him over. I know.
Keep walking by too.
But let me ask you this. This has nothing to do with that. But your home was robbed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and do you live in the Valley area?
I do.
Okay, I lived there since 1995, and before y'all start moving in,
Nothing happened.
We didn't have problems like
happened.
this, man.
Yeah.
But what is it a string of robbery?
It was for a minute. Everybody got robbed. I tell you what though, if you don't learn from it, then that's on you. I want somebody to run up in my house now.
Yeah,
I would love it.
Yeah,
now. run up in my house now.
You taking precautionary measures.
Just run up in my house now. See if you don't run out. Okay. With me or the wife, run up in there now.
Yeah,
like it's you move to those neighborhoods because they don't have those problems, but I guess people tried it and some people got away with it. Congrats to them, but there won't be a part 2.
There won't be a sequel.
Yeah, there won't be a part 2 to it in no way, shape, or form. So you adjust and you maneuver differently. And just from my house, from a security standpoint, I'm very comfortable. I have no worries for anything to happen again at all. Like I said, I welcome it.
Okay.
I welcome it.
You welcome it?
I welcome it.
Okay.
There's gonna be a lot of goddamn smoke in that house. I love it. a lot of goddamn smoke in that house.
You've been to the range, huh? Okay. I can't make this up. Life lessons, Kevin Hart. So much in this book to read.
Dope.
You even shared the hardest moment when you found out about your mom's illness. Very open and transparent about that. You talked about the role she played in your life and how she shaped and molded you into the person you are today. We didn't have time to get to that, but man, Matt, guys, get the book.
Get the book, man.
Get the book.
It's a good book, guys.
All right. Congratulations, man. And then also on all the movie projects you have coming up, man. And it's always good to see you, Kev.
Always, man. Always good to be here.
All right.
I will never be a stranger.
Oh, thank you. I
fuck with
appreciate
y'all.
you, man.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you.
Kevin Hart, ladies and gentlemen. Sway the Morning, Shade 45. We'll be right back.
It's Sway in the Morning, only on Shade 45.
Kilo.